Alrighty. Let's see. It's pretty good. And yeah, we're live. Cool. So, welcome everyone. I'm Max. I do painting streams here on Twitch. Specifically, I've been painting Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, board game by Awakened Realms. That kind of looks into dark fantasy, and you play a group of heroes as you're trying to save Avalon from what's called the weirdness. Today we are going to be painting and hopefully finishing up the Mad Warrior, one of the low level monsters of Tainted Grail. You can see we got a good little base on him. We're going to finish up his basing, get some oil on him. We'll move on from there, kind of just go to the next low level monster. In my previous streams, I finished up King Arthur, and I might go back and provide a little bit more detail on him. Sorry, got something a little caught on my chair. There we go. So, might provide a little bit more detail on him, but I'm thinking it looks pretty darn good, especially from this angle. We're also trying something new today. You can see that quality of the stream is a little bit better than in the past. I decided to go with a different camera for this setup. And yeah, hopefully this goes better and you guys can see more detail. Let me know down in the comments, especially when I get this posted to YouTube, how it looks. If you have any tips or suggestions for me, I'd be more than happy to hear them. But let's go ahead. Okay, Arthur to the side. But let's get going. So we've already painted a lot of the wood that is on his shield. We've painted a lot of his skin. We've started to get the leather on his bracers here. So we're going to continue. I've been using Army Painter war paints for all of my paints that I do. I just really like how it flows. Give that nice ah, little shake to get the paint all nice and mixed the way we want it. And just get a little bit onto the palette here. And then I want to go with a nice, decent size brush because I'm going to be getting a lot of the areas on his clothing here. To get that brush and paper towel just to dry off excess paint to get the side. Okay, so we're going to be continuing on. If this is your first time on in my stream, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here. Come by every Wednesday is when I do my streaming on Twitch at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am working through Tainted Grail. Once I finish through Tainted Grail, I'll send out a poll. I use Blue Sky for a lot of my community engagement. So give me a follow on Blue Sky to get up to date on any community events that I might plan out or poll suggestions for you guys to lay on me of what y'all are thinking for the stream. But I'm going to post on Blue Sky after I'm done with Tainted Grail of what board game would you guys like to see next that I have. Um, or if I get enough kind of donations and stuff, get a board game, a new one, to paint on stream. So just let me know what y'all are thinking. Also, let me know if you would be at all interested in seeing gameplay of Tainted Grail. Trying to make sure I'm in frame here. With the new camera setup, I do gotta figure out where the actual lens of this camera is. Keep that in mind. Try to make sure I was set up right in front of it. You know, c'est la vie. Just is where it was. Hopefully this is giving you guys a much better detail look into how I paint, especially as a colorblind person. And if you are listening to me as part of just getting your things done, happy to just have you here. Don't want to talk too much of what I do outside of Twitch streams, just because, don't want to dox myself. But I've been off on my regular job for this whole week. Could have been streaming, I guess. I just wanted to enjoy my time off. So, don't necessarily have any fun science facts, just because not what I'm been thinking about lately. I've been thinking about, however, playing some Final Fantasy 14, and looking to get back into that. I think paint go clone a little easier now. Yeah, thinking about getting back into Final Fantasy 14. Guess another thing of, would you like to see that? Give me some suggestions. I know the base idea growing a fan base is to stick to one piece of content as much as you can, and then touch up this leather bracer just a bit. Now, I've said this in my past streams, but when you are basing a mini, you don't necessarily have to worry too much about the little mess-ups. Bob Ross, a good inspiration. Happy little accident. You happen to paint where you don't want. Always paint over it, especially with this acrylic. I think that's pretty much it for the leather. Just a nice little end off for that. I'm gonna go to a smaller brush because I'm gonna be trying to get this bone into the right areas for this work. And I would really like certain, so know how you're doing, especially when I post this to YouTube. Looks like my last one was successfully posted. Always good to see that actually does get up on site. Makes it there. Sometimes this will work some getting content out there. It is out there. Very happy it is. Let me know on YouTube of what y'all are thinking. Progress that I'm making. If you have any suggestions, be more hear from y'all. Like to see. There is plenty of like little tiny teeth. This list that he has going. And bone. Again, just going with this smaller brush just to make sure too much the teeth there. Yeah. Now it does look like his cleaver here does have a bone handle to bone side. Up the side. Don't necessarily care Bentley get blade portion of that cleaver bone. Paint the two. We're gonna try something a little different this go around. Just because I was thinking about it from King Earth to try and preserve metal work. Oops. So I'm not actually in frame. Thought I was there. Streamer not in frame. Oh no. How horrible. Um, but I was thinking about this last time. Last, yeah, stream of when I did King Metal Plating. Probably be basing all parts in a darker gray, and then I can finish it off with my metal paints, just so I don't waste the actual metal paints themselves. We're gonna try that and see how it goes. All right, thinking that looks pretty good there. Now I'm going to address some of his base that he there does appear to be some type of wood base itself. Go ahead. That. So the night of forget. I don't really have an idea the rest of the floor is going to assume it's like just dark and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, let me know how you're feeling. I did get to play some Tainted Grail recently over this past week. I've been playing one of the expansions, the last night. Actually, this guy comes from the last night expansion. Um, and I've been really enjoying getting back into it and re-looking Tainted Grail, especially because the last night quite different. Still has the same gameplay elements, but it is a quite different to base Tainted Grail. Nice. Good. All right. It's pretty good. All right. On to the chains. Now, like I said, you can get those chains into darker. Okay. That just didn't sound like yours. I'm gonna get those chains to the color 2. Yep. And we're gonna start with a darker. I guess this is more of a hard to tell when you are the colorblind. Go to a certain standard on my miniatures just because I like my miniatures a certain way. Super detail can be really, really nice, but in the end, guys, go to a certain. One of these streams, definitely go with streaming together with a master painter. That would be so fun, honestly. Master paint, just like okay, that's what I'm doing. How can I? That would be so much fun. If you guys have any suggestions, be more than happy to hear it. Try not to go off on too many tangents today. Trying to think of what I have been about. But starter streamer kind of has to talk to starter himself. There we look at that. Look at that. Okay. Let's get his accidentally. Now even if I left the weaver here, which does look like it's made out of stone, I'm gonna bet like it's very metal. But like that wouldn't be a bad look. That like that. Sorry, keep hitting my. Okay. Belt 2. It some metal in it. It's gonna get lots of his. Go. Pretty jazzy. See some things on. Go to more fine tip to get those details. This looks like. Go ahead and just paint. Okay. Yep. Let's go ahead and get his stitch as well. I don't think his stitching would be metal, but it's definitely going to be darker. Figure out. Also, if you are currently in my little Twitch area, don't forget to chat in stream. Let me know that you are here. Stop by saying hi. Glad to have you. Even if you are just lurking, I do have lots of commands that my chatters can use. Astronauts, as I'm going to call you all. Um, so you can use exclamation uh, exclamation lurk if you are just going to use my stream as kind of background noise or anything like that. Just let me know that you stopped by and that you're just saying hi. Really appreciate it. If you are on YouTube and you are liking this content that you are seeing or hearing, if you happen to use me as more of a podcast kind of thing, which would be a little strange just because while I do talk and I do kind of ramble, this is primarily visual thing to have me as background noise. Not that I'd complain. Just use my videos however you. But drop in the comments of what you thought of the stream. Alrighty. Um, I think the last thing I'm gonna do is think about this base here because we definitely got some wood going on. It's very. I'm gonna go with ash. I'm thinking, but don't think it'd be all this brown. It'd be kind of a mix of the browns and greens, right? Maybe I should go green. All right, time for the plug of the stream of Kofi. If you do like this content, make sure to support me on Kofi. That is where I do have a lot of just direct support areas. So just follow the link over and drop me some money for some coffee or help make this stream better. I am a starting streamer as it is. Okay. So let's check my color guide to make sure I'm actually putting this in the right order. It is very important, especially for me, to stay organized with the colors. I don't accidentally mix up what different colors. Okay. So I'm thinking dirt. Kind of looking at my colors that I do have. Dirt splatter would be the best, which is it's a little lighter than oak brown. Just having a hard time thinking. I think what I'll do is I'll take my leather brown, I'll add some gray to it. See how that goes. I think that's good. Okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. Let me know if this just doesn't make any kind of sense for this kind of color. Again, being colorblind, I'm trying my best. Basic color theory here of, hey, I have this brown, and I don't want it super dark. Gray is a mix, and works. Well, I mean, even if this brown same consistency of color, I guess that would make sense because all kind of sorts of shades of con- which this will come out get to consistency. And once I add some wash to model, kind of help with the contrast. So I don't have to super worry about it. Again, this is just the base, so stressing so much. Okay, if it's not a perfect full accident. I hope all of you out there are gonna be having happy Thanksgiving, especially if you are in the United States, the US. Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm excited about having this is going to sound a little weird, but I'm having chicken noodle soup for my Thanksgiving. And I'm excited about it. Family that I have Thanksgiving with decided on doing chicken noodle soup this year around just because not everyone's going to be there. I think that is a fantastic little idea. Very, very excited about it. Okay. I think this little bit right is a piece of that. Hmm. A little gross, but you do have his nipple there, which, which this is a miniature. Eh, I guess if I get flagged for that, I get flagged for it. but we're going to get that painted. This one's going to be a little strange just because for what I think it the color should be, definitely don't the right ink it because Mutant Hue or Pixie Pink might be right for it. Definitely don't have those. Oh, I do Pixie Pink. What am I talking about? It's right here. I'm just blind. Okay. Going to be very, very pink. It's this one came out a little chunky. Just going to, and obviously once we put the oil on here, that's going to get a lot darker, so it's not going to that bright. But I do want to go ahead and right, and then his eyes. Go ahead and black out. His eyes. Darken his mouth. Go. I think I should pink up his fingernails, I guess. They're not gonna obviously stay that color, but one to let it stand out for me, get a little easier to just give him the character. Go. Come on his hand. I'll go ahead and fix that up. Uh-oh. Had a little hiccup, I guess. Still alive. Right. Oop. There's another. Yeah. Oop. Okay. I think he's ready. Maybe. I'm a little worried that the black that I just added might be too wet for this. We're gonna go for it anyways. I'm gonna pink out his tongue. Yeah, pink out his tongue. Then white out his. Not go full white or go on white. Teeth. Okay, go. bit on there. Before we go in with the uh, two. Boop, boop. Okay, there we go. I'm thinking the basting is done. Okay. Tones. Definitely have a soft top tone going. He is definitely going to get a flesh wash going, but we have lots of greens going on with him as well. A lot of his stuff is going to get that green. Some stuff is going to get kind of a dark tone, I'm thinking. I think flesh wash. So let's go ahead and that. A lot of his skin should be dry enough for this. So even the flesh wash is fairly dark. Darken the bit more flesh. Heat bases on stream. Also, please, again, let me know how this is going with my new camera. Everything. Okay. I'm thinking the flesh wash, excuse me, not green, is done. Now we're going to move on to the his whole base is going to get that green tone. Then a lot of his has his wood shield get green on it as I'm thinking monsters and stuff are green as well. Definitely green tone. His woods are green. Then we'll have to be particularly careful about adding on dark tone because I want specific little. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I think it might tie it all together. and nicely. Kind of playing it by ear for this one. I don't think anything wrong with that. I'm thinking a lot of this is kind of from the forest kind of perspective of where he's gotten his material. Also gonna paint over his little stitch areas with kind of mixes in flesh. Okay. And now lastly the dark tones. Okay. So again, gotta be kind of careful with this. Don't want this to super mix with just did in mesh. It's clear, dark. Get all of his chains. Some of his waistband did get in the set. Darken. Darkening all of the metal. And I think that's pretty good. See a little swatch of area. Did not get your dirt. Trying. Here we go. Got it. Back in. Green. Ties together. And now we wait. He's got to dry for quite a bit um, because of the oil. So we're just going to let him go. And while we do that, we can go ahead and get started on the next monster. Make sure I get all of my sticky tack off. Okay. Fun and exciting stuff. We're going to put back our washes. Those are there. Okay. Alrighty. Next up on the docket, we have some twos. Is that? Oh, he was my last. He was my. Okay. So we have Pale Lady, who is a 2. Quite a few 2. I want to stick with the expansion I'm currently on, so we're gonna start with we're gonna go next to our torch bearer. So this is my next little goal that I'm going for. I gotta search around, and it might be this one. Very intricate thing. Double check that with Pale Lady. Unfortunately, they do not come with labels, so I have to kind of check. I believe that is Sloan. That is the character that I'm currently playing with, which, if you're playing Tainted Grail for the first time, I guess that's minor spoils. The expansion. Okay, I have found some contenders. So, Pale Lady. I don't think so. Pale Lady has 4 arms. Hold on. Torch bearer. She is bearing a torch. I'm thinking it's this one. What could the other ones be then? Not corrupted druid. Not mana. Ah, Dergdu. That's definitely this one. That's definitely that. Pale Lady. Guess this could be the Pale Lady. Just not seeing the 4 arms. Also don't see 4 arms with her. That's Stig. I'm thinking this is Glastig. Just because of how she's posed. Thing. So I mean, I guess that leaves this one to be Pale Lady. Oh, yeah, definitely is Pale Lady. I don't know if you can see. She has an eye on her forehead, just like on this picture here. She has an eye on her forehead. Thinking this one's Pale Lady. But I guess minor spoilers. We are working on, which this one's interesting, that this is a Guardian, which is a model that'll stick around. It's interesting that this one gets to be Guardian status. But whatevers. Alright. Kind of looking at the picture here. Definitely have some white going on, so grab the mummy robes because we don't want to go super far white. Her skin looks gray. Heck. So we're gonna go with um, kind of double checking my I thought I had elven flesh. Do I not have elven flesh? No. Oh, before. Oh no, I do have elven flesh. Okay. Sidetrack. Very gray hands, so we're gonna go with the kind of darker gray. She definitely has some wood on her model, at least not in the picture, but in the model. I'm gonna bet 9 times out of 10 that that torch is made of wood. Then we need our kind of standard uh, red, orange, and yellow for any kind of fire. Does that fire be blazing? And we have some stones. We can definitely paint those stones gray. A lot of her air might get just a. She has this grass kind of vine. Look on the back, which those vines would definitely be in more of a green territory, but not. So I'm thinking like getting some green skin on there. Barbs can be like a lighter. Oh no. Oh. Okay. Camera freaked out for a little bit. But yeah, barbs could be like a little lighter. Okay. I think that's a decent start. That's a decent start. Okay. Well, considering a lot of her base is a lot of her clothes are white. Besides her hair? Is that her hair? I guess it is. I took that as a hood of some sort. I guess that is hair. But we're gonna go ahead and start with her robes because that's what looks like most of her model is made up of her robes. That looks fabricy. We're gonna get into that this off-white look. Kind of thinking about what shade I want to go with for her. While a dark shade makes somewhat sense, go to because especially her robes. I guess illusion of a whole should be making dark. Oh, so well. So how y'all doing today? I think I asked that earlier. Something I did ask earlier or say earlier is that I want to get back into Final Fantasy 14. I guess I'll talk about that. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 off and on for a while. Sorry, got excited about my Ko-fi notification. So if you are liking this content or you'd like to support me as a starter streamer, you can go to Ko-fi and support me there. Otherwise, just a follow or a subscribe here on Twitch would be absolutely welcome. If anything, I'm just happy all today listening to me and for stopping by. But back to Final Fantasy 14. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 off and on for a couple years. Don't know how many exactly. I got through the Stormblood expansion. Not all the way through. I still have um, the end Stormblood content to get through. But just with how my life's been going, I think I want to go back into it just to get back out there to playing it. It's such a good game. I main uh I main craft. Is that a main job? Just I like crafting. Crafting's fun. I really do like crafting though. Crafting is one of my favorite little activities to do in Final Fantasy 14 and um we're in F14, the right version saying, but I like crafting as a main job. I just like helping out people and I like making, so that's my favorite little activity to do. And I think the crafting in Final Fantasy 14 is just so good. I think they did such a good job with it. If they ever improve on it, I'd be more ecstatic. Just because at times it can be stale, but I enjoy it so much. Have any really about it? But for actual mainline jobs, gosh, I need to get better about. I think I've been doing pretty okay this stream. Get tangent. Oh, the streamer has ADHD. Yeah. Um, trying to get back on topic. I main my first main was Ninja. I love Ninja so much. I love doing the combos on Ninja. So I enjoy trying to be Ninja as much as possible. But other than that, I played Machinist all the way through Heavensward. Loved playing Machinist. It was so fun summoning my guns to do a damage, then summoning my little rook turret, who I um not in Heavensward, but I guess afterwards got into my rook queen, summoning rook queen. It's so cool. I love the animation for rook. I played Machinist, and then all through Stormblood. Trying to remember, did I play Summoner or did I play Samurai? I think I played Summoner. But I may have played Samurai. And gotta say, Samurai, also a lot of fun. Big sword, go whap. Kind of in the same vein of, yeah, lots of combos, which I feel like a lot of those melee DPS um stick with the combo. Oh wait, no I didn't. No I didn't. Um in Stormblood, I was a tank. Yeah, I did tank for Stormblood. I think I tried to get through starting Stormblood at Warrior because that's who I had available at. But then once I got to the right level, I Dark Knight, and Dark Knight was cool. but my favorite uh, party class to play is DPS. I'm a I'm a DPS like big numbers go burr person, but I will play pretty much any class. I have every single job except the jobs in Heaven's Word. So that's Pictomancer and uh Viper? Is that Viper? I feel like there's Reaper, Grim Reaper looking one. Don't have those just because I don't have Heaven's Word expansion, but um I will play any because I love Final Fantasy. I love playing with people. Any way that I can support people, not change. That's pretty good. So I'm thinking her hair is the red that I see in the picture. We're just gonna go with the pure red, and I might darken it or light. We'll see. And when I go on a little bit of a break here in just a moment, I'm gonna get her hair done, and then we're gonna go on break. Which I guess is not a true ad. I found this out today. I that I can't do ads right now. You can only do ads when you're a Twitch affiliate, which is a lot of ways people get monetized is through ads. So if you would be ever so kind to help me get to Twitch affiliate, I need 5 followers, and then a viewership certain number concurrent. So lots of people regularly watching my streams, which again, best way you can do that, give me a little follow here on Twitch, and then follow me on Blue Sky. Blue Sky is where I'm gonna post my updates of if my stream schedule changes at all, and you'll also get notified when I go live. I will post their day of hey, remember at this time I'm gonna go live painting. If you just want someone to listen to, or you want to pop in stream, say hi, be more than happy to see you guys. But we get to Twitch affiliate, so I can really have this as um that's more than just a little hobby. I can actually make somewhat of a little. Not everyone is destined for the streams. Okay. To make sure to grab her ear. That should be great instead of. Okay. Now Gotta do a quick little search to do. We're gonna go on break while I do this quick little search and grab myself some num nums. But hello, Imaris26. Thank you so much for stopping by. Um, just saw this. I don't know why it didn't notify me of first time chat, but hello. Hi. We're gonna go on a quick little break. I'm gonna grab some food. I'm gonna do a quick little search of just the order of colors for fire, because I don't remember if it goes red, orange, yellow, or if it goes yellow, orange, red. So I'm gonna do that real quick. So we're going to quick break. All right, and back. I guess this turns into a little bit of mukbang. Um, Quick little side note. So this is what I was intentionally thinking, that it goes yellow for most of the flame, then you go orange, and then the tips of the flames are red. That is what I was thinking. So if you were thinking that too, fantastic. You can go ahead and correct me or say, yeah, I had that streamer. Also, I gotta give a quick little shout out to Mr. Marge Simpson for the follow. I don't know why it didn't pop up. I guess I'll try and figure that out this evening. But thank you so much for the follow. Again, every follow will help, uh, definitely. So if you are liking the content, make sure to drop me that follow. But this is my dinner tonight. Um, it is just some chicken and pasta that I've made. Chicken mac, I guess. Um, it has chicken, tomatoes, chiles, and it's made with Velveeta shells and cheese. Chicken's just been seasoned with some black pepper and taco seasoning. I think it's really good. Um, and yeah, quick little num nums. If anyone is in chat, um, give me a quick hello. Um, I'm gonna try and make sure that my stream sounds are on. It is on. I hear when my Kofi goes off, but I'm so sorry, Amari 26. Amaris? Amari? But yeah, I'm so sorry that I didn't see that or hear it. I do genuinely try to be really good about hearing it, but it just didn't. No, it didn't go through. By the way, I'm gonna give myself a quick little shout out of my socials. So the top one is my Blue Sky social. It is Max0XAM, or how it's really pronounced. You can see in my YouTube logo, it is Mirror Max. So that is just what it is. It's Max being mirrored. Sorry for the gulps. But give me a follow on Blue Sky. Get notified of when I do go live. And uh, give me a follow on YouTube just so you can see those VODs once they go up live. Maybe I'll do some YouTube streaming if Twitch um, kind of lets me kind of see which one's better. Also, you like Tainted Grail, or if you like Chicken Mac, drop a follow, drop a comment. What's your favorite food recipe? is getting kind of, I guess, lonely. It's not the right word. It sort of is, but just uh, what kind of things you guys into? If anyone is here in the chat, I try not to keep my viewer count up because that's something that can definitely get into people, um, just emotionally. Is where we where are we at? Okay. Ooh, I am unstable. You don't even know how true that statement is. I am just kidding. All right, getting back into this. So, we're gonna get her flame painted. We're gonna go ahead and get this whole base also painted in the gray that her skin is. Also, there's some details back here that I'm thinking we're gonna get into white, and then I think she'll be ready for her shading. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get a slightly bigger brush. This thing to her. Sure. In frame. Here we go. Spread it out. I guess I'm gonna sound a little sniffly for the next couple minutes, just because I love spicy food. Don't get me wrong, love spicy food. I just didn't realize how spicy I had made my chicken. I guess those hatch chilies really did a number on the spice level of it. But I love spicy, so not a have the spice. The spice is spice. The spice is so nice. Okay, I think that's good. Now onto the fun part. Her fire. We're going to start off with a nice full base in yellow, and then we'll build up from there. The fire should get a red shade hit. Red shade. Now, if I had an airbrush, I would attempt at lighting her face with fire, but I'm not that skilled. So is guess kind of just yellow upper side area. Glow kind of effect. Not really trying to paint for it. Just in a, hey, this is brightened up by, I don't know, it's actually gonna come through like that. We're trying. We're really trying. Trying to do that cool little. Okay. Um, Next will be some of the orange closer to trying to leave a vast majority at. And kind of move the paint. I should probably just look up some videos of how other people do it because I don't know if I'm doing it right. I might not be. Happy little accident. I can always paint back over it. And actually, you know what? It's because I don't know. I'm not happy with it. Don't think it's turning out. Very, very, very red. They said pure red. They were not kidding. And speaking of red, that is what the top of this little fire is gonna get. A message from Kofi. Yeah. If you're liking this stream, make sure to support me on Kofi. One of the best ways to directly support people just that I've seen. So, yep, give me a little taste, just a little honey on the Kofi. Anyways, back to the paint. Trying to make sure paint that was that I need to do right now. Fully coming. Go. Okay. And then lastly is that sign postage right on her back, trying to make sure that gets in right. Just because I already have it, I'm going to go with the off darkened. We're going to go kind of over with it, and then I'll back. Sure, I'm getting sign is only have a skull and crossbones. I don't really know what the other one's supposed to be. Hmm? Yep. And oop, that get those screws there. Okay. Okay. As we will give those the metal treatment. Okay. Last thing to do is to darken her eyes. Or eye. And I think that looks pretty good. I don't know what I was about to do because I need to give her the wash. So before I do that, being good about putting things back where they should be going, I can stay organized. I like being organized, especially when it comes to painting, because it can be so easy to get unorganized. Is okay. Here we go. Now for her shade, no red or Zephyr. Go with the give her a flesh one and green tone. We're gonna go. I don't know, blue tone for her robes. This is gonna get interesting. Okay. Oh, green. Start with that. Green tone is going to be anything kind of green related. Definitely vines. Then the whole sign itself. Go ahead and give base to, because she would be in. Sure. Very nice, quick drying acrylic. I really like painting with it. It does dry just so incredibly quick. Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna do the flesh. Go blue for skin. I think I'll be generous to go. Give her kind of ghostly kind of vibe. Okay, and then lastly, a lot of is a little. Here we go. And now it is her turn. Sit. Check back in on our other boy. Goes. All right. Here's our mad warrior. Did it go? Get out his picture again. Yep. Mad warrior. This is what he's looking like. I think the wash did really, really well. We're gonna go into his kind of final touches. That might call it for today. Swap this around. We're gonna go with gunmetal for his stuff. No, go plate metal. All right. Let's go ahead and get him finished. A brush. Let's give it kind of that shiny vibe. And then same thing all of his parts on his. Those are ears. Those are 100% ears. Okay, we'll kind of come back to that. I just realized what those were on his necklace, that those were ears. Y'all recognize that. Fantastic. I did not until right now. Or why people by certain pillars or whatever choose ears as a trophy. Specific reason or like, it's weird. I feel like that's a lot of trophies of just like, I have no reason. I just liked it. Which, I mean, if that is the reason, I guess fair enough. Why do I like Final Fantasy? Why do I like this kind of genre stuff? I don't know. I don't think there's any other channel on. Okay, cool. I think its skin looks pretty. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Sense. Not really sure. Yeah, this one's throwing me for just a bit of a stump because I don't really know. Like the shade did a pretty good job of darkening it. Definitely lighten it up with more of his base flesh. Go ahead and start doing. He's looking pretty okay right now. Start lightening him a bit. Edges. Hello. Thank you, Wispy Christian. I cannot read the rest of that. Thank you so much for the first time chat. Welcome, welcome. Just painting up some Tainted Grail here. Anyone else that's in chat, you want to say hi? What do you like most about board games, or what are you thinking so far about this mini? Give me give me some ideas. Love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for the chat. Welcome, welcome. Just trying to get the raised edges on this miniature right now because he came out of shade. He's looking pretty okay, but having some thoughts about how else to really get stand out. Huh, pretty okay. I'm gonna touch up his. He has on the shield. Mix it with some of the metal that I a little tidier. Too overboard. Which happens, I feel like. Happy little ass. Bob Rossett. Okay. Um, not really sure where to go from. I've been painting for, I mean, just like in my life. I've been painting for a while. And I understand some of the basics. This one's stumping me. Just where to go from here. Probably could just be content with how it looks. I don't know. These some areas where I step in did too much of a certain color areas. Go those ears real quick. The just goofy stuff. Just be hmm. Okay. See some area has painted wrong. Okay. Scale, different contrast, two different browns going. And having a hard time seeing the difference. It's coming. Okay. Okay. Doing well, doing well. Again, any chatters here, any viewers, make sure to say hi. Welcome to the stream. If you are just using me for kind of podcasts or just checking out, glad to have you here as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, this is Tainted Grail, wonderful little board game by Awakened Realms. Highly recommend checking it out if you have ever seen this game before. No idea what it's like. I would love to do a gameplay of it if that is something my viewers would be interested in. Please drop a comment down below, post in chat that, yeah, I would love to see this game in action. Okay, I'm thinking he's looking pretty good, to be honest. So I think he's gonna be done. I don't know, having some hard time with this detail work. I like how he turned out. Pretty gross looking, but overall, good. Yeah, happens sometimes. She still needs some time to dry. I can still see some wet spots on her. Let's see, we've been streaming for about 2 hours. That's good. I think that's pretty good. Um, I know I think my first stream I did 4 full hours, but it's kind of hard to keep at that pace. I think 2 hours is fairly okay. Um, you guys let me know of what you're thinking. Um, go ahead and start doing some of the cleanup. Um, Definitely, if you are a painter, grab yourself some brush cleaner or something like that. You want to make sure your brushes are staying pretty pristine time that you paint. Make sure you go through the work of actually cleaning your brushes after a session. You don't want to come to a new session and all of your brushes be just so gross caked in your previous paint and then they stop working. Definitely do that. So please wash your brushes. I use this one mainly because one of my partners I used to have, she was an artist, so she really likes this style, but by no means sponsored. Neither is Neither am I sponsored by Army Painter. I just really like their paints, but it's a good brush. It's a good brush. Okay. Anyways, that's going to conclude it for stream today. Thank you so much for popping in. Again, if you like the content, like what you're seeing, make sure to follow me here on Twitch. Um, if you really like the content, drop a subscription. You can use Ko-fi to support me directly, and check me out on YouTube for the VODs, and check me out on Blue Sky for when I will be going live or any updates to my stream schedule. But thank you guys so much for popping in, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.